be here going on through the January 24th. He's giving a series of talks starting Saturday, Sunday, and then Friday the 23rd and Saturday the 24th. And you've got a lot of work ahead of you.
Yeah, well, it's been great already. Like I said, 5th time here on Guam. But Friday night, we're doing technological warfare, helping parents understand the whole internet generation, which I recently discovered in Hong Kong as I was speaking there. It was the head-down generation, right? They're looking at their phones, right? And then on Saturday, we have a one-day marriage conference. It's only $30 a couple, been underwritten by Bayview Baptist Church there. And it's a great day to help couples really come together, talk through all kinds of issues about communication, conflict resolution, sexuality, you name it. And people with non-faith backgrounds, more than welcome to come. It's not a shove it down your throat thing. It's really just to help marriages become stronger.
Well, there's an interesting topic that you'll be talking about on Sunday, January 18th, on Sunday of all days. Speaking to the youth and college groups in the evening on what exactly porn is doing to their future sex life. Tell me about that one. And is there a correlation, what you're finding, between that demographic and how they're involving themselves with porn, and then how they're involving themselves with technology?
Well, first of all, Jason, because this whole generation growing up is so much internet savvy, this is the internet generation, fully raised on the internet. Obviously, pornography becomes a huge issue because the accessibility is just paramount. The anonymous, right? No one knows I'm doing it because I can do it privately on my phone or when no one's around, as opposed to the day when you had to go buy a magazine or watch a video, VHS and all. So it's a real different factor going on now because it's so accessible, so anonymous, and frankly, so affordable to really get addicted. But that's the fourth point. It is so addicting, and people aren't realizing it. And what people don't understand is pornography actually neuters a person. Neuters a person. Because what happens is there's neurological pathways that start to be created. Stick with me, this is pretty important. So as I continue to watch pornography over and over again and self-stimulate to get my arousal, as it were, pretty soon I get paired to that as my stimulus. It is a two-dimensional screen. That is how I'm getting my rush sexually. Then when I try to transition into marriage, as young couples do, at 20, 25, whatever, and they've been 10 years or whatever doing the pornography gig, what happens is they're really having problems sexually with real people because it's been so long with the neurological pathway of two-dimensional screen, my time, my place, my needs, right now, all for me. It's so different than trying to have two people come together in a union where you're accommodating, you're waiting, you're loving someone else, not just getting your joys met. And so it's a real new challenge that younger marriages are facing. And I coach a lot of couples beyond pornography so it doesn't have to become a detriment into their future.
Now, would you say the same argument applies for, especially because young people with different types of stimuli that affect them, like in media in general?
Sure.
And like you said, young people are way more savvy as far as media than older generations, maybe their parents, and young people even say, well, one of the reasons I like this is because it's my thing, because you don't get it, because you can't relate. This is my generation's thing. But when young people watch, like, say, horror movies, or they listen to certain types of, like maybe heavy metal or certain more types of aggressive types of hip hop or things like that, you don't expect them to go out and become a serial killer or a mass murderer or engage in types of behavior that are socially unacceptable and everything like that. Can you draw the same parallels between those?
Well, I think what happens, it has to do with the level of involvement and the nature of the content. And there may not be a direct correlation between I watch some violent stuff and I'm going to be violent, unless you watch violence all the time, that it gets more and more disgusting and more damaging and all, and basically it becomes my life, my habit, my thirst to see someone's head come off all the time. You know what I'm saying? You see, it actually could draw people in more and more. And same with horror movies. I mean, I've counseled people who are stuck in a reoccurring dream. They can't get out of it because they got so addicted to horror movies, and then one has just grabbed onto them, and they just are now paralyzed by it. And so at some point, we have to accept the fact that this is influencing us more than we like to admit.
And the key word being addiction. So
yeah, but no one wants to admit they're addicted.
Right.
See, no one. I'm not addicted. You talk to me, whether it's the alcoholic, whether it's drug addict, whatever. I'm not addicted, right? But if you can't stop, and if you're frequenting it 2-3 times a day, I'll tell you what. There's some clear indication that there's addiction going on.
Now, the first step is admitting that you have a problem.
There you go.
And you don't have to be a doctor to say that, but certainly we appreciate your input. Okay. So real quick before we go to commercial break, Dr. Dave, you mentioned the $30 per couple.
Sure.
For the thing. Can they register ahead of time, or can they just show up at the door?
It's first of all, it's good to register ahead of time. Just at BayviewGuam.com, and you can register there because they actually provide daycare for the whole day for you. So you can't have an excuse. You can come, and we're going to look after your kids. And the $30 just covers the materials, the manuals we let them work through. And it's a 118-page manual, a whole bunch of resources to take with you, articles and helps, and just a lot of projects that they can do even after the conference is over when we're long gone back to Canada. So we'd love people to come. It's not, again, just for the Beirut crowd. It's for anybody who wants to be encouraged in their marriage to take it deeper and keep it strong to last long.
All right. Well, Dr. Dave, we certainly appreciate what you're doing for our community. Yeah. Enjoy your stay here. Thank you very much.
Thanks, Jason. It's been good.
All right, everybody, stay tuned. We are back right after this.